Hey everyone, and welcome to day 4 of Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot. And today we are talking books. What are your top 5 books for 2016? If I'm honest with you, I think all I can call is my top 5 purchases for 2016. I did a lot of research last year. I spent a lot of time on my internal self, journaling, practicing my self-mastery folder, which is self-made. And I did purchase some amazing books, but I can't say I actually sat down and read them cover to cover. Not at all. I think that was due to all the swirling changes that were going on within. I think that's starting to settle now. So 2017 seems to be a better year for me to actually sit down and read. As a book was intended, like starting from the beginning and going through to the end, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to share some books that I did purchase in 2016 with the intent of studying. But again, I just found myself dabbling rather than, reading from cover to cover. So without further ado, what do we have here? So first of all, I'll start with these. I was very, very lucky to find a copy of the Tarot Shadow Workbook, Using the Dark Symbols to Heal, by Christine Jetty. I think her surname is pronounced as Jettee. You've probably heard of this book. I know many people are aware of it, but I love that. Free Yourself from Fate. I haven't had the chance, as I say, I certainly have looked at it. I took it away with me, when I went to Sydney on weekends. But of course, things ended up so busy, I just didn't get the peace and quiet that I planned on getting to play around with this book. Well, actually, it's not. That's the whole point. It's not just playing around. It's really delving. I guess that's what I did do. I played around with the book, but I didn't delve in properly. So I can't say a great deal about it, but I'm certainly looking forward to, I don't know, I was about to say enjoying this book. It sounds like a strange way to describe, a shadow work journey, but I really feel it's going to be very, very enlightening in more ways than one for me. So I think I am going to enjoy the journey, even the tough bits. So that's it. Tarot Shadow Work by Christine Jetty. Forgive me, Christine, if I'm mispronouncing your name. Another book that I bought, this is from my local used bookstore. That is just the most amazing bookstore ever. This is Jungian Tarot, An Archetypal Journey by Sally Nichols. And basically, I'll just read you a little from the back cover. It says, "This highly innovative work presents a detailed and piercing interpretation of the tarot in terms of Jungian psychology. Through analogy with the humanities, mythology, and the graphic arts, Sally Nichols helps each reader to a uniquely personal experience of intriguing tarot images. Viewing the major arcana as a map outlining the journey towards self-realization, the author offers many techniques for using the cards to gain practical insights along the way." Now, I studied psychological astrology. It was very Jungian based, so I'm really looking forward to this book. There are some interesting images in this book along the way, where they make associations between, as you can see, like ancient images and certain tarot cards. It's a thick book. So I remember seeing in the Strength, where the Strength card, there were some interesting images here associated with the Strength. There's the Sleeping Gypsy, the Lady of the Beasts, the Rape of Europa, Leda and the Swan. Oops. And there we have Samson and the Lion. And there's one more, I think. Was there? Oh, just a different, yeah, like there's a Strength image from a Marseille deck, and so on. Each card comes with a quote in this book, which I really like. So this one here is, out of the eater came forth meat, and out of the strong came forth sweetness. Now that gets you thinking, doesn't it? So there you have it. That's Jung and tarot. Thick. That's going to certainly take up some time, but it'll be well worth it. Once again, from my favourite used bookstore, this book was on the shelves for $38.50 and I paid $8. And this is a very interesting book by David Alan Hulse, and it's called New Dimensions for the Cube of Space. Fascinates me just looking at that cube. The path of initiation revealed by the tarot upon the Kabbalistic cube. Now I'm going to just read you a little passage in the front here, just to give you a bit of an idea what this book is about. Because again, I've only dabbled. I have a long, long way to go before I understand what this book's all about. But it says that the sacred text describing this marvelous cube is the Book of Formation. It's one of the most important surviving documents of the Jewish mystical tradition known as the Kabbalah, and may date back to before 100 BC. Although the author is unknown, this mysterious text is mythically credited to the patriarch Abraham. It's only a short treatise. Is that the right pronunciation? Treatise, as in Treatise, of only 5 chapters, but is a wonderful book that records for the first time the esoteric structure of the Hebrew alphabet, giving every important cosmological correspondence. The most important set of correspondences classifies the Hebrew alphabet by astrological symbolism, and another gives the directional correspondences for the alphabet concealed in a cube of perfect proportions. This cube of letters, when combined with the first 22 cards of the tarot, creates a map of the cosmos, sometimes referred to as the cube of space. Though much has been written on the connection between the Hebrew alphabet and the tarot, the pattern of the cube of space has not yet yielded a comprehensive system of symbolic correspondences or hidden messages. Yet this symbolic cube has a message for all of humanity. In its own unique order for the tarot, it has yearned to reveal the world. It has yearned to reveal to the world its unique message of progress upon the spiritual path of initiation that we all must eventually accomplish. This cube has remained silent for many centuries, lacking an interpreter to tell its story to humanity. I will now put its beautiful yet complex message into the words for the first time. I'm sorry, I kind of butchered that, but just to give you an idea, and as you go through, it's just interesting how you see here, as an example, there's the devil, west below. Like it's all directional as they piece this cube together one by one with each card. And it appears that they sort of dissect the images as well. Here you have the emperor, and then they hone in on certain aspects of the image, or certain, sections of the image, and really delve deeply into what it all means. I remember seeing the Hierophant's staff as an example. So I think this is going to be very, very interesting. It's not a very thick book, but I don't think it's something that you can rush through. Like there's the star, and they literally dissect certain sections, the star itself and the sun. There's the face of spirit, the face of master, and the face of initiate. Ooh-wee, this is a cool and groovy book. So once again, The New Dimensions for the Cube of Space by David Alan Hulse, Hulse. So that's 3. Okay, what's next? Here we are. This book here I purchased, Who Are You in the Tarot by Mary K. Greer. I purchased because I felt it was an updated version of the book that my teacher used in my diploma, which is called, oh my gosh, hang on. Okay, what's next? When I did my second diploma, my teacher had a very extensive library, astrology and tarot and numerology actually, and he taught us a number of techniques from a book called Tarot for Yourself, a workbook of personal transformation by Mary K. Greer. So when I saw this book, I thought this might be like an updated version, if you like. And again, I bought this from actually a new bookstore. It was a wonderful metaphysical bookstore that we used to have. And sadly they closed, but everything was half price. And so, yeah, that's why I thought I'm going to grab this, because it's, again, some techniques that I was taught during my diploma. So this is Who Are You in the Tarot by Mary K. Greer. Again, it's, you know, a decent size. It's like 270 pages all up. And there are exercises, loads of information, reference material. Looks like a fabulous journey yet again. And so I remember from my, God, I did mine in the 90s, I have to think, but you end up with a personality card and a soul card and a hidden, what was it called? Like a hidden, like a hidden, oh my God, I can't think of the word, but there's a hidden aspect to, you know, like a, so not necessarily a shadow, but like a hidden aspect to your personality. Some people have the hidden aspects, some people don't. It just depends. But see, you do these numerological calculations with your birthday, and then you calculate which cards you are in this life. If I remember correctly, I am the Hierophant and something else. I can't even remember, which is why I bought this book. Hidden Factor, there it is, yes. Oh, thank God, that was driving me crazy. So I actually have a hidden factor, and I can't remember. I think it's just, if I'm the Hierophant, wait on a minute. See here, if you're, say, a 5, and you have a personality of the Hierophant, your hidden factor may be the Temperance. Or I'll say, yeah, would be if you've got the 2 there, or sometimes there can be like a soul card, a personality card, and a hidden factor if you're a 1 to 4, if that makes any sense. So it's a really fascinating technique, and I think it's a wonderful way for people to, you know, gain further understanding as to who they are in this life via the tarot. If you don't want to go all the way through to astrology, which is very complex, this is, I think, a wonderful technique. So there you have it. Who are you in the tarot? And I need to go back over that just for my own, you know, review and reference. Now, let's see. For the 5th book that I actually purchased in 2016, I did share this one some time ago. And again, I've got to admit, I only dabbled, and I really would like to read this book. It's just simply called The Tarot by Alfred Douglas. And again, I purchased this secondhand. I paid $7. And I, you know, no particular reason that I bought this particular book. I just felt that it's got history. I love the fact that the pages look a little yellow. It's old. So when was this published? I just think if you can get a secondhand copy, it's wonderful, because you can gift it forward, or, you know, put a bunch of them together in a package and sell them or swap them online. Why not? Now, this is published by the Penguin Group, 1972. I love it. I love the fact that it's written some time ago. So it's just a journey through the tarot from what I can understand. Let's see what it says on the back. The puzzle of the original meaning and purpose of the tarot has never been fully understood. The enigma of its complex and beautiful designs never satisfactorily resolved. An expert in occult symbolism, Alfred Douglas has long been fascinated by the ancient mystery and power of the tarot. In his authoritative study, he explores the traditions, myths, and religions associated with the cards. investigates their historical, mystical and psychological importance, and shows how to use the cards for divination. Now, I just had a flashback. That's why I bought this book. I read the back cover and thought, ooh, that sounds very, very interesting to me. So I'm looking forward to learning from Alfred Douglas, you know, his slant on things. So that's my 5 books for 2016, and I'm just going to throw a quickie in for you. One book that I bought for $5 before 2016. Again, it's all these like secondhand bookstores and things like that. This was actually new, but they had a whole bunch of them. And I really love this book. And it has simple spells that anyone can do. The, you know, the tools, if you want to call them that you need are easy. It's just, you know, it might be some parchment paper and a black candle or whatever. It's like you can get a hold of these things. It's not over the top. And I actually did a spell from this book when I went for my job as a music programmer and radio producer for airlines. It was a really big job. I was quite nervous. I know there were just under 200 people that applied, and I did get a new job spell from this book, and I got the job. So I just hold this in high esteem. It's by Terry Donaldson. Whether you can still get it, I do not know. I'll just see if I can find the date of publication. There's 40 spells all up. This is it was reprinted in 2002. But, I mean, gosh, you know, that's what used bookstores are for. If you ever see it, grab it. And another one I really like that I bought some years ago is this one here. Same thing. It's Tarot Spells by Janina Renee. And it's quite thick. There's plenty to do and plenty to learn in this book. So if you want to go to that side of things, like you don't need to be an expert in, you know, spell casting or witchcraft. You just learn by the book. It gives you affirmations, visualizations. It's a fab book, and I'm really happy to have it on my shelf. So there you have it, folks. There's my 5 books plus 2 extras. There are more tarot books on my shelves, but that's not, you know, they're not from 2016, so I'll just leave it at that. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.